Yeah, hi there. These comments are for N. I'm using the first letter of your name, and you posted a independent writing practice test number 2 at my 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT, and I want to now give you some comments on what score you would get and why. Actually, let me tell you the strengths and weaknesses of the essay first, and then I'll give you a score from there. That's probably the best way to do it. Okay, so beginning. Now, as I read it, I will make some corrections, so you might want to pay attention and even look at the essay as I read it with you. So I'm going over the essay now. So dance is another way to express feelings of great joy, or here you want to say angry or anger. Actually, anger, joy or anger. We all have sometimes the wish to dance, even though there, I would put here, are a lot of dances for every kind of people and culture. But does dancing play an important role in the culture? Then the next sentence put, if it does, it would be in all cultures. However, there are a lot of dances too. Now, the only problem here is you got to be careful is your thesis or your introduction, it kind of gets the body paragraphs kind of going in a specific direction. But because you haven't really made any specific argument here, you're saying that dancing is, or you pose a question, you say there's a lot of dances. That final sentence is more of a fact. It's not really an argument. So when you create your thesis, it needs to be maybe 3 things. Sharply focused. It needs to be not in any way unclear and not factual. So I don't think your essay is going in the right direction based on your thesis. The question is, do you agree with the statement? Or do you disagree with the statement? So I'm not really clear in your introduction if you agree or disagree with this idea. So that's going to cause you some trouble. Okay, so let's take a look at each of your body paragraphs. You say dance plays an important part in all cultures since the beginning of time, and put has been developed, ed, since those days until now, and we can still do it in the future because it's part of what we are. Okay, so you're saying it's important, but you're still not saying why. Why? You need a specific reason here. You're still talking in generalizations. The purpose of a body paragraph is to help develop a specific point made in the thesis. But because your thesis is not really specific, when you get to your second paragraph, you're still talking about big ideas, not specific ideas. Paragraph 3, you say another example would be when a person gets, but to me that doesn't work. What you want to see is another reason why dance is important in a culture is because if you use that as a topic sentence, that ties the paragraph back to the purpose or the writing task. So paragraph 3 in your essay, it doesn't really have a good close connection to what the assignment is. So you say another example would be when a person gets a new promotion or when someone finishes his studies, no matter which studies, it could be high school or university. It just makes you so happy, you have a feeling of. What if you did this? I think I know what you're trying to do here, but you didn't do it. Say, another reason dance is important is it allows people to express joy when they have success. That. And then give the example underneath that, and then your paragraph is very connected. Okay, let's go to your next paragraph. You say, since the dances started in the beginning of time, the cultures have been developing them in a lot of kinds. Again, you have a fact here. I think, like your thesis, your topic sentences need to argue something. What you're trying to do here, Nick, is you're trying to create more of an argumentative type tone, but with your fourth paragraph, you say cultures have been developed in a lot of kinds, dance started in the beginning of time. To me, you're just stating facts. There's no argument. So if you don't create an arguable topic sentence, then there's really nothing to defend in the body of that paragraph, and then the essay kind of has, or the paragraph has some loosely controlled ideas with no controlling theme. Okay, so your final paragraph, you say, even though dances are very important in our cultures, there are some people who are not agree on some kinds of dance. But you really haven't, you said even though they're important, Your body paragraphs, I think 2, 3, and 4, have not really demonstrated or argued that idea, and now you're kind of going into the counter argument, which is the opposite idea, which doesn't really support what you're saying anyway. So overall, I think this essay is going to have trouble. So let's take a look at how you would score and why. In this one, I'm going to put you at 1.25 out of 5, or 10 points out of 30. I think you have limited development in response to the topic and the task. You have an inadequate organization or connection of ideas because you don't really have clearly written topic sentences. I think that's going to cause you some trouble too. Now also you have some serious and frequent errors in sentence structure and usage. Now what do? I think I got some ideas here for you. I'm going to go look at the lessons for just a minute, and I can give you an idea on some things that you want to focus on right now to get better. Okay, so either you can do one or two things here. Number one is you can give up and stop writing forever and never try to get better and stay stuck in these current problems, or you can make a change. Think about it for a minute. And I'm asking you now to make a change. I think you can do better. You have, I think, some of the grammar and the vocabulary, I think, to express your ideas. You just need to learn how to argue and organize your ideas a little bit better than what you're doing right now. Okay, so what you want to do right now is, after this practice test, remember, we will do more in this course. So I would highly recommend you take a look at Lesson 1, Lesson 2, Lesson 3, and Lesson 4. These just focus right now on your introduction and how to develop a strong introduction with a nicely or sharply focused thesis. I'm not going to nickel and dime you with all the other problems you have in the essay. Let's not worry about that right now. Your main task right now is to try to figure out how to create your introduction with your thesis statement. This is very, very important. Now, that's very important for you. So again, lessons 1 through 4 in the writing section of my course, I recommend. And then one other. I got one other suggestion for you here I think is going to get you going in the right direction. Go to grammar lesson number 7. You're going to click on that, go to the writing exercises, and practice thesis statements. You need to see some good and bad examples of thesis statements, which also can move you forward in your writing. So those are my suggestions right now. Anyway, good to read your essay. Remember, this is only your second essay you've done so far in this course. Remember, practice makes perfect. You can get better. You will get better. But before you can get better, you actually have to do some study. And I highly suggest that you review those suggested lessons I pointed out in this video so you can get better.